You know what blows my mind is for thousands of years, humans have been growing their own food and making their own medicine with natural remedies, organically growing our food, and it's healthy for you. It's all natural. There's no chemicals in it. But over the last 100 years or so, we now listen to people that we know are paid off and corrupt. The FDA, cigarettes are healthy for you when they came out. This medicine is healthy for you. And then really fast they read the quick thing at the end saying, oh, this may cause death, basically. Or blindness, or suicidal thoughts. The same people that make the medicine are connected to the same people that are making these synthetic foods. And then you get some kind of disease, but there's a cure for it. The cure for it is from their friends at the pharmaceutical companies that will sell it. The same people that lie to you about the economical status of the world, the social structure of the world, the same people that lie to you about all that and cover up and start wars and start all the carnage in our country, the same people that do that are in control of our food and our medicine, and yet we continue to believe them. And then we get sick, and then we get addicted to medicine, and then we're so stuck on the system we have to continue to take the medicine or we'll die. The people that understand this don't take the medicine and grow their own food, and they're healthy. And a lot of people are so stuck in their ways and so have their heads stuck in the sand so much, and they continue to eat the food, and then they get sick and they can't understand. Or you're tired all the time, or your stomach hurts all the time. And you're not linking the two together because you believe that the people that are in charge, you still trust them. Back in World War II, they told everybody to grow a garden because there wasn't enough food on the shelves. And now they're saying, don't do that. Don't put your hands in the dirt. Oh, it's outrageous to grow food. That's like a taboo thing now, is to grow your own food or not take medicine. And you wonder why you're sick all the time. You wonder why you're confused. You have brain fog all the time. You get vaccine after vaccine, and you wonder why you get the virus that you got the vaccine to fight against. I know people that they get the flu shot, and every year they get the flu, and they don't understand why they get the flu. Y'all people need to wake the hell up and start growing your own food and start practicing medicinal remedies. And there's some things that just does not cure. I understand that. But every time you get a headache and you take ibuprofen, or every time you feel sad and you take an antidepressant, you're just adjusting your body more and more to get used to taking medicine, something that is synthetic, something that is not supposed to be in your body. And you get used to it. I knew a lady that put chapstick on every single day, multiple times, and when she didn't put it on, her lips would get really, really dry and cracked because her body got used to her putting it on so much that it stopped developing moisture around her lips. That is what you're doing to your body. And the crazy thing is about the medicine is they come out with the medicine and it sounds good and it seems good for the first 5-10 years, and then after that they've made billions of dollars already, and then people start getting sick afterwards. Excuse me. People start getting sick afterwards, and they start developing all these crazy symptoms, and it comes out that the medicine caused that. And then they end up paying $2 million in damages or whatever, and they've ruined hundreds of millions of lives, and they've killed people or whatever. But that's a drop in the bucket to them on their profit. $2 million here for 15-20 years of profit where they make billions, that is built into their economic platform of the product that they're producing. They already know, the potential of harming people, and that money is set aside so when it comes out, it's already paid for. Just like cigarettes, man. They paid the doctors to say it was safe for people that were pregnant, just everybody in general, that they were safe, they were cool to do. That was the whole thing of why women started smoking cigarettes. It wasn't as taboo, is because one of the tobacco people paid for an ad, or not even an ad, but they paid women to go outside and smoke, and everybody was like, oh my God, they're smoking. Like, they're rebels, they're cool, they're in with it. Not realizing that the tobacco industry paid people to go do that. These big companies, that the government pays people to go do something, to direct the population to do something that they want. And over the last couple of decades, America has bought it, every day. We see somebody do something, we want to do it. We grow food for hundreds of thousands of years, and now all of a sudden you can't have a garden because you don't have a $2,500 greenhouse, or you don't spend thousands of dollars to build a raised bed. We didn't have all that stuff a long time ago. We didn't have that stuff a couple hundred years ago. We had the ground and a seed. You put the seed in the ground, you let it grow. It costs $1 or $2 for a pack of seeds where you can grow hundreds of tomatoes. It costs a couple bucks for a bag of soil, or you could just make your own soil or compost. You can get buckets off of Facebook, online or whatever. You can go to Home Depot and spend $2 or $3 on a bucket, or you can just put it in the dirt. It's going to take you a couple bucks to grow a vegetable. And the thing about that is we've become so lazy and so spoiled where we just go to the store. It's always funny, that thing you hear where kids are like, where does milk come from? And they say the store. They don't know it comes from a cow. Oh my God, that's nasty. You ever watched a video on chicken nuggets from McDonald's, how they're made, that nasty pink paste, and then they pour all these chemicals in there to make it look pretty? And they say, oh my God, that's disgusting. And then 2 days later, they're buying a 20-piece. My kids love chicken nuggets. I've showed them the videos of it. Our minds have been warped into saying, oh, well, it's safe. Even though deep down in our minds we know something is not safe, we still do it. And then the things that are safe, we've been tricked into believing aren't safe. Oh my God, raw milk. Who would have thought drinking raw milk is good for you? Who would think of having an enzyme like that's in raw milk, the bacteria for your gut? Who would have thought that's healthy for you? The same time they tell you that's bad for you, they sell commercially made products that have that gut enzyme in them. Or how yogurt in the store, they say, oh yeah, this is made with live culture. But then they don't tell you that the stuff has been cooked so it's not alive anyway. But they say it was made with the live culture, but they don't tell you that the culture is dead in the Yoplait that has 50 grams of sugar in it. But that's marketed as healthy. You ever notice that your vegetables that you grow at home taste so much better, have so much more flavor? And then you go buy a strawberry from the store and it tastes like water because they're so pumped up to get bigger for more volume. That is all these big companies care about, is profit. That's all the government cares about, is bigger is better, and it's not. Bigger is not always better when it comes to vaccines and when it comes to medicine and when it comes to food in general. But yet we sit here and we trust the FDA on what's safe and effective. That's why medicine is considered healthy, is because they've done studies and they've paid people off and they've, done it by the book, where other things like vitamins that have been known to help people with ailments that they have, or to make your vision better, or to make your bones stronger, they have to put on the label, it's not FDA approved. And all that means to me is it's probably going to work because the FDA wasn't involved. There's so much red tape in our government, in our country, to where you can't do anything without having to pay a bunch of people, to pay permits, to pay fines, to fees, and all that. And it gets you stuck down at the bottom and you can't get out. But when you stop caring about all that red tape and you just do what you need to do for your family and for your safety and for your health, when you start growing your own food and you don't care about the homeowners association saying you can't have a garden or you can't collect rainwater and all this stuff, your life will get so much better. Get away from those, get away from the red tape, get away from the idea that the government is there to help you. You need to divorce yourself from the idea that these people in power right now are looking after you, because they are not. They are looking out for whoever is paying them under the table. They're looking out for the companies that continue to make the wheel spin for the economics. That's all they care about. They don't care about you as an individual. They don't care about your health. They care about numbers and profit. Get away from that system. Get out of the system. Stop paying attention to what they have to say and do what you need to do to make your life healthier, to make your life more about your family and your spirit and your health and what you want to do. You get one life, man. You get one life. You want to live a healthy life. You want to live a life to go do something. My favorite story is about the colonists. I'm going to destroy the story, but there was an Indian and there was a colonist or something, and he wanted to sell him, or he wanted to get him on the system. And he's like, hey man, if you get a job, you can go fishing. And he's like, well, I can go fishing now. And he's like, yeah, but you can buy a house. He's like, I have a house. You know, he was trying to trick him into buying the new fancy product. You need the new fishing pole, man. It's got a reel, it's got, you know, the synthetic line on it. He said, I already have one. I made all my own stuff. I don't need that. You know, buy the brand new washing machine that's going to break on you in 2 months versus the one that was made 60 years ago that runs fine. The joke about the refrigerators from the 60s and 70s that are still running, but yet the $3,000 one that you buy last year, the thermostat breaks on it and you got to spend $400 to fix it. Ask me how I know that. We get stuck in the system of big, bright, shiny objects. The new, the greatest, the latest. We get stuck in that system. We trust what the corporations sell us. It is not about bettering your life. It's about continuously keeping you stuck in their system. You can't afford it, you can make payments. I understand making payments on houses and land. I understand that. Then I understand having a payment for a car. But now you got a payment for, you know, a microwave. You got a payment for a lamp. You can go to one of those credit stores and buy a couch, put it on layaway. You can make payments. You can get stuck in the system yet again. Now you have to go to work every day. Now you have to continue the cycle of buying a bunch of junk that's going to break down on you on purpose to get you stuck in the system. And then you buy their food, and then you buy their medicine because the food that they sell you is bad for you. The more you break away from the system, the more you get out of the system, the better your life will be. It's going to be harder. It's going to be more work. But we are conditioned as a society to be stuck in that, to become lazy. You get up and change the channel on your TV, and then the remote comes out, and then you can't find the remote, and you get all mad, like, God forbid I got to get up and push a button to change the channel. God forbid I got to go outside and move the bunny ears to get a service. Like, we over time, over the last couple of decades, we've been introduced to the system to become lazy for, you know, it was an intentional thing that they did to us. The lies that they tell you, by the time we realize that they were lies, it's 20, 30 years down the road, and what are we going to do? You know, what are you going to do 30 years from now when you realize that you were sick from some corporation and they give you, okay, yeah, fine, we screwed up, we'll give you $200,000 short, whatever. To them, that is nothing. That they don't care about that. That is built into the cost of the product. And to you, hell yeah, $200,000, not realizing that $200,000 isn't worth anything now because of inflation and, you know, the degradation of the dollar to where it's not worth it anyway. Your health is shot. You can barely walk. You're so strung out on the medicine that they give you, you're afraid to stop taking it because you think you're going to die. Your palate is so used to the flavor of good food. And when I say good, I don't mean healthy food. I mean it tastes good. That's why our society is so overweight and out of shape and can barely even walk. Because they have us stuck in this system that they've made for us to control us. We are in a prison right now, and we're so lazy to get out of it. The people that get out of it, they're healthy, they're happy, they're free. Get out of debt. Stop worrying about the red tape that the government says that you can or cannot do something. If you have red tape in your area, get out of that system. If your state doesn't allow you to do certain things, leave that system. The Amish have it right, man. They just leave me alone. Leave me alone and let me do whatever I want. I don't care that I can't have a garden. I don't care that I can't collect rainwater. I don't care that I have to have a permit for something that I want to do in my life. As long as I'm not hurting anybody, do it. Get away from the system that forces you to have that permit. I don't know. Just my thought. I hope you have a great day.